Welcome to this week's episode of Life on the Tropical Homestead. Since the last episode we shot, quite a few changes have occurred on the homestead. Here we're looking at the chicken pasture, which I discussed in a few previous videos, and we have had some improvements. Our trusty carpenter Trevor has been here, and he built us this version of the Chickshaw 2.0 based on Justin Rhodes' plans for a chicken house that can be moved. We made some changes. Our size is different. It's 4 feet 6 feet by 6 feet, and it's also taller at 30 inches high rather than 24 inches, and it also has a slight slant on the roof. Our sides are made of T111 rather than corrugated plastic, and our roof is made from galvanized sheeting. In the corner here, I've also added some, let's call the shade cloth, because this area is in a full sun, and so that shade cloth gives the girls some shade during the hottest parts of the day. Then in the chicken pasture, besides that, we also have the chicken tractor that was there before. Since we have no meat chickens now, it's empty, so the girls kind of use it as a playhouse. As you can see, there's one there now. The drought is continuing here, so the chicken pasture has become rather dry. I have been using the sprinkler, at least today's the first time I brought it out to actually water the pasture. We're reseeding it basically into a chicken pasture mix, so it will need to be watered in so the chickens can get some additional nutrition from the pasture. Normally they would have callaloo, also known as amaranth or standing spinach for some of the others, as well as other native grasses and bushes, aka weeds. Besides the Chickshaw version 2.5, I'd call it, our trusty carpenter Trevor has also been doing a few more projects on the homestead. He also created this, which is basically a waste bin made from all free materials, basically recycled pallets and scraps of wood. This is meant to contain all the palm fronds that are too big to be cut by hand, since we don't have a chipper on the homestead at the moment. This would be a great addition, because then we should be able to reuse a lot of the chipped material, but until then we need a space to contain it and dump it at the dump when it gets full. Before, it used to be just a haphazard pile right here, and as you can tell, where there's no grass, that's how big the pile would get, because the things would just spread. We have our trusty avocado hanging out here. I'm quite of two minds with the avocado, because I would love to plant it here, but up here is very dry and avocado needs water to grow and produce well, and I'm not really sure how I can keep it irrigated to get enough water to do well in the garden. Then the market garden is producing. Our second set of tomatoes we planted about a month, 5 weeks ago, have started their first blossoms. We've also been getting tomatoes from the previous batch that was planted. The squashes are actually producing flowers here, although we're still getting some bug action on those, and let's hope they can hold out. And besides that, we have some pumpkins hanging out here, which are growing well, but haven't been really producing any flowers as of yet. Now down here, we planted those peppers, which were cayenne peppers that we had in the nursery area for quite a while. These have only been planted a couple days ago, so I'm waiting on them to catch on and hopefully take off. Besides that, the garden is doing pretty well. I have no complaints. Our sunflowers are past their prime, but they're pretty good, and the seeds are coming in. The carrots are not ready to be harvested as yet. I tried a little brush off. There are some carrots under there, but they're still a little too small. But our watermelon plant has been spreading amazingly, and our basil's getting big. I actually had some on a pizza a couple nights ago. Besides that, there's one lone hot pepper on this tree, and our eggplant is producing as prolifically as ever. Last week I picked about 10 eggplants. I picked a few more in the week, and I'm sure I have at least another 10 here to be picked. So we've been getting great production on the eggplant. We've also been getting a few bell peppers. There's one blushing now to turn red, and there's another one there. I should pick those before the birds get to them. Then we have some snacking tomatoes here, some Romas, which has been a fight with me and the birds to be able to get them, because I do prefer my tomatoes vine ripened rather than taking them inside at partial ripeness. But the birds and I seem to always have a fight with who gets the vine ripened tomatoes. Besides that, I think I'm getting some sort of weird virus or maybe something on my Roma tomatoes. If you notice, the leaves are curling. I don't know if it has to do with the water. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know, because the same thing happened to the other Romas that I have here. I've got 3 beds of Roma style tomatoes. They're actually all flowering, but I noticed that leaf curl specifically with the Romas, because these are San Marzanos. They have the leaf curl. These are Homestead. They have less of a leaf curl. These are Rutgers. These have slight leaf curl, but not that much. And then these are genuine Romas. These also have a leaf curl, which is interesting. This is not a Roma. This is a mystery tomato that I got from a friend. This does not have leaf curl. This is also an indeterminate yellow pear. This does not have leaf curl, which is interesting. And then these are Cherokee purple and black brandywine, and they don't seem to be getting it as much. So I'm not really sure what the situation with the tomatoes. If you have any thoughts, let me know. They don't get overhead irrigation. They are on a drip system, and they're watered once every evening for about an hour, say an hour and a half, depending on what the water pressure is. So that's how you have it. This is the look of the garden and the new chicken pasture, which I must say looks pretty good. Girls are enjoying their space, looking for some scratch I threw out, and basically this is the day. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for the next video.